Let's go, Sykes, that way. Triple A. Come on. Yeah, baby. I wanted you to see him on the. I think he did. Good job, Ricky. Atta boy. Go, Derek. Go, Derek. Go, Derek. Go, big. Yeah, I got it. It's all about placement, fellas. Trying to hit it hard.
Gene Autry Park in Mesa, Arizona. The Gap, as it's known by those in the Anaheim Angels family. Today, it's the spring training home for over 100 minor leaguers who hope to play in the Angels farm system this year. But there was a time when major leaguers roamed these fields.
When I started with the Angels, the Major League team was actually here, and then they went to Palm Springs when they started playing their games. But most of their early spring training before games was done here at this complex.
Howie Gershberg has been teaching Angels pitching prospects since 1985. One of his first students was a left-hander named Chuck Finley.
There's so many guys that have come through here, like you said, the Finleys, the Brian Harveys, the Percivals, all these guys have come through this complex, and even the younger guys that we have now, they've all started here, and this was their starting place. So it does have a lot of history. I mean, any pitcher that actually have been developed through the minor leagues that have gone to the big leagues have started here.
Spring training is the busiest time of year at the Gap, but with the big leaguers down the road at Tempe Diablo Stadium, the future Angels have the place to themselves all year round.
This complex, Gene Autry Park, is our year-round facility for the Angels minor league ball clubs. And we have spring training obviously here, and then extended spring training, and then we go into short season rookie ball with the Mesa Angels, and then we also hold instructional league here.
Tony Regans is the Director of Player Development for the Anaheim Angels. This is his first spring training in charge of the farm system. He's a man with a difficult task, deciding who gets a job and who has to be let go.
Normally we start with about 130, and then we have to break with 98, so some guys will be held back in spring, extended spring, but you're looking at about 100 ball players when we break.
And obviously some folks are going to get released, which is probably the hardest thing to do. It probably never gets easier.
No. Having gone through it for the first time, very, very tough time, because you're seeing kids who played baseball all their lives, and I'm the one to tell them that baseball with the Angels is no longer. So it's tough.
Gene Autry Park is located in north central Mesa, on the east side of Phoenix, about 15 miles as the hanging curve flies from the Major League complex in Tempe. The Gap is a much more intimate and informal experience than Tempe Diablo. Fans are welcome to tour the grounds and watch the exhibition games without charge. It's not hard to find your way around. Once you're in the gate, you'll see a field on your right. That's field number 1, used for morning workouts and sometimes for special drills during afternoon sessions. Ahead of you are 2 more ball fields. Field number 2 is to the right, and field number 3 is to the left. These fields are used for the afternoon exhibition games. Beyond field number 3 is a practice infield, batting cage, and an 8-mound bullpen called the 8-pack. The brick building near the gate contains the front office and clubhouse. You can stop in the office to pick up a roster so you can identify the players.
The big change has been that area over there, which we call an 8-pack, which are 8 mounds side by side, where you can just have pitchers lined up right there. And then right beyond that, to the right of it, is a new hitting facility, which also helps as far as if there's any bad weather, like rain or anything like that. It's enclosed, so it's an indoor type of facility, and you can use that in case of inclement weather. And the same thing with the 8-pack that we have. So it's been a tremendous advantage for us to have those things built.
The minor leaguers are divided into 4 squads along the same lines as the 4 full-season minor league teams. Assignments change from day to day, so players have to check the daily rosters. Morning drills begin at 9 a.m. with a series of carefully planned exercises supervised by coaches and trainers. The squads are then further divided as pitchers break off into specialized instruction separate from the position players. Sometimes, the drills are joined by a special assignment instructor. Today, former Angels second baseman Bobby Gritch joins one squad to observe infield and base running drills. Doug Sisson, who will manage the AA Arkansas Travelers this year, instructs his players how he will handle base running signs during the upcoming season.
Again, you always get to the bag, you get the signs, you find the outfielders, you take a look, make sure the pitcher is totally covered. All right? Yes, I heard that from Jeter. I like that. And I told him I was going to use it, but I'm going to make sure I give him credit. Because everything I know I've stolen from people, so I got no problem. All right, Inspector, go ahead. Let's go first and third base, hit the center. Again, guys, any ball hit that you can see, it's your call. So if you look at me, ball's in left center field, and you look at me going to second base, I'm just going to give you one of these. Because a good base runner really doesn't need a third base coach. If you know where everybody is ahead of time, you know their arm straight, because you sat in the dugout and watched them take infield. As soon as that ball's hit, you can pretty much make a decision. Now, whenever you lose the ball, you need to pick up the third base coach. Ball's put in play behind you. Stolen base attempt, you don't know where the ball is, instead of looking around the outfield seeing where it kicked away, look at me, and I'll let you know what to do, okay? All right, Brian, go ahead. Secondary lead, go first. Go ahead, Trey. Now when you lose the ball's put in play behind you, hit and run, base hit. Again, for the purpose of the drill, okay, we're going to pick up the ball in the hit zone, hit and run zone. Ball's hit behind you to right field. As soon as the ball's hit, pick up the coach. Hit and run straight steal, the line drive through the infield, you got to keep going anyway. So as soon as you know the ball's hit behind you, pick up the coach. Because I want you making eye contact with the base when you make the turn. That's where guys get messed up. They pick up the coach too late. Now they try and find the bag. Pick him up as soon as you lose sight of the ball. Let's go hit and run. He's either going to bring you, he's either going to stop you on the bag, it's an aggressive turn, find the ball, or he's going to bring you to third base.
He is Kai Boykin, who will be the hitting coach at Arkansas this year.
Next guy.
Ty began his minor league career as an outfielder with the Angels. He was a player coach his final season in 1996. Since then, he's been a coach or manager at 3 different levels in the system. There are more ball players than ball fields, so while some squads are taking infield or batting practice, others will be in the cages for specialized hitting instruction.
Case. Beautiful. Go ahead, still back. One more. 2 hit runs. Good boy, good.
Meanwhile, pitchers are in the 8-pack bullpen to work on their mechanics or to throw between starts. 7 months from now, John Lackey will win Game 7 of the World Series for the Anaheim Angels. But today is just another workout session as he prepares to begin the season at AAA Salt Lake. Lackey is one of the Angels' top pitching prospects, so he gets plenty of attention from the minor league pitching coaches. Watching him closely are his Salt Lake pitching coach Mike Butcher, roving pitching instructor Mike Couchet, and Howie Gershberg.
Well, basically, today was a bullpen day for him, and Mike Butcher, who's his pitching coach, brought him over, and Mike Couchet and myself happened to be there, so we watched his bullpen, which was, it's his normal bullpen day. And, anytime you have a bullpen with a pitcher, you're doing 2 things. Number one, you're keeping him, in some sort of a rhythm between starts. And number 2, it's an option for him to work on what he feels that he needs. To some pitches, it might be just working on a pitch that he doesn't feel very comfortable with yet, and then for other pitches, it might be reinforcing his best pitch and making sure that he doesn't lose it. So a bullpen is kind of a two-way street. Number one, to keep you throwing and keep your rhythm, and number 2, it gives you the opportunity to work on something that you want.
Afterwards, yourself and Mike Couchet and Butch all talking together about the session. What would be some of the things that you might discuss after that?
Well, we were reinforcing what we saw, and we liked his bullpen. It was very, very solid. He seemed to have very good command of all his pitches, and he seemed to feel fairly good. And we gave him the pluses and minuses, what we saw, and make sure that he had an idea of what we were looking at and what he was working on. And it was just one of these things where you always try to reinforce what he wanted to work on to make sure that it was done in the right way, and make sure that he got something out of it. And that's what we basically did. We asked him how he felt, and we feel that he got something out of it. And of course, watching his delivery and all that, we made some of the suggestions we saw when he got a little bit out of sync and got a little bit out of rhythm. We were there more or less tell him what happened, so he can learn to make his own corrections.
Morning drills end at 11:30. The players shower and eat lunch before the afternoon games. 2 squads will board a bus for another team's minor league camp, while the same team sends over a bus with their 2 squads. During the lunch break, the grounds crew prepares Field 2 and Field 3 for the afternoon games. The games are played simultaneously on adjacent fields, so players have to watch for stray balls from the other game in progress. The games are free and fans are welcome to watch. Most of the people in the stands are players' parents and loved ones. It's an intimate environment, a casual environment. Players not scheduled for today's game often sit behind the backstops. Just be prepared for the planes flying overhead from a nearby airport all day long. Despite the day-long air shows, the lack of amenities, and the aluminum bleachers, Angels fans still make the pilgrimage from Tempe to Mesa, for here they will see the Anaheim Angels of the future. Bobby Jenks may be the best starting pitcher prospect in the Angels farm system. With a fastball that's been clocked over 100 miles per hour, and a power curveball that ranks among the best in the minors, some have compared him to Roger Clemens and Curt Schilling. But Bobby is very much a work in progress, and today he's struggling against a squad of Double-A players from the Oakland A's camp. Now, don't judge players like Bobby by what you see at the Gap. For a top prospect such as Jenks, their main task is to get in shape and sharpen their mechanics. Spring training isn't about wins, it's about preparing for the season to come. Bobby went on to begin the season at Double-A with the Arkansas Travelers. Although Bobby had moments of brilliance, the Angels reassigned him mid-season to the High-A Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. The highlight of Bobby's season was a 2-hit complete game performance, striking out 13 batters while walking only 2. Jenks finished the year pitching in the Arizona Fall League. He led the league in strikeouts and was named to the AFL All-Prospect team. Entering 2003, Bobby was named the Angels' top starting pitcher prospect by Baseball America. Whether they're future stars or organization players filling out a roster, the players performing at the Gap are all under constant evaluation. Angels management and their coaching staffs try to watch 2 games at once.
It's very, very convenient in that you're able to see a lot in a short amount of time. Ideally, I want to add a tower because the way it's set up now, you're constantly going back and forth back and forth, and it's a tower type situation. You can just kind of be in one spot and see everything that's going on. So that's one of the things that I'd like to add in the future. So we'll be presenting that in our next budget period.
The games end by mid-afternoon. Sometimes the Angels win. Sometimes they don't. If you're looking for an autograph, your best opportunity is at the end of the day.
But here we allow fans to approach the players, get autographs, more than welcome. But at the same time, they need to get their work done, and we're all business in that regard.
This complex now has become what I remember it. At one time, when I first started in the minor leagues out here in Arizona, this was the complex. I mean, there were teams spring training at junior college fields, and some of the field conditions were not nearly as nice as this. And then when they started building, adding on like Maryville and Peoria and all that, this became a little bit obsolete. But now it seems like with this new groundskeeper, he's come in here and he's made a tremendous contribution as far as the fields go, and now we're back to being one of the better complexes. There has been talk that we might even be trying to go over and make Tempe Diablo the same situation as we had here when we first started, because of the soccer field availability, that they can build fields there, but I don't know how far they've gotten on this. But I would hate to see us lose Gene Autry Park. I think this has charisma, and I think this is really where it all started. So to me, it's kind of a nice ballpark. It's part of the Angels.
2 hit and runs, Case. Thank you. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, get him over. One more. Good work. Good man, infield in. Infield back. 2 strikes.